I said that funny. Today we're going to be... Settle down. Welcome back, everybody, to the Western Wisconsin Whiskey Emporium for ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dan.
And I'm Eddie.
And we're the Deathless Dogs. Today we're going to be drinking Widow Jane, aged 10 years. This is a bottle that I picked up back in December. I was going to a liquor store on a hope that they had some Master's Keep, and they were all out. But they did have this, which I was excited to see. And I actually fresh bottle popped this for New Year's Eve.
Nice.
So that's when I started drinking it. Had a few that night, brought it here. I've had a couple, and then was like, gotta cork it so I don't drink it before we review.
Because it is that good. I remember it being very good. So we've used tremendous discipline to keep this thing alive since December.
It's been tough. It's been staring at me on the shelf, but luckily we have plenty of other things.
We have things to keep us occupied.
Widow Jane is a distillery based out of Red Hook, Brooklyn. Those of you who watch wrestling might remember that's where Taz is from. It's Taz! They source their whiskey and then blend it there in Brooklyn, and they use to, cut the whiskey from barrel proof this limestone water from the mines in, I forget the name of the city right now. The Rosendale Mines. Okay.
From the mines.
Which is a limestone mine. And it's about an hour north of where they are, I guess. So
in New York?
Yeah, in New York.
Okay.
What you'll notice about New York people, like, water is a big thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, people claim the reason New York pizza is just better than everywhere else is because of the water in New York.
In New York City?
Yeah. Like, there'll be people that open pizza restaurants from New York, and then they go open one, say, in Chicago or some other city, and they will ship in water from New York to make their dough. They aren't distilling it, though. I mean, they're getting it sourced. This one, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana bourbons. So we've got some MGP. The Kentucky, I don't know where it's from. Tennessee, we can assume is Dickel. I'm not the biggest fan of Dickel stuff, but the way they've blended it in here, I think actually really works. It actually plays into that kind of minerally thing they're talking about with the limestone water, and I think it worked pretty nicely. From what I remember, it's been a while since I've had a drink.
It's been a while for me as well, but I do remember really liking it, so I'm excited to get into this review. Now, as you pop that, I just want to say, I've been in the hunt for a while, and I have not seen Widow Jane in too many places around our area.
I had to travel to get this one. I mean, it was an unexpected find, but as soon as I saw it, I snapped it up. We can get in on the nose here and
I'm going to fancy swirl a bit.
See what we're working with.
Widow Jane deserves a fancy swirl.
Really nice nose.
Kind of that chocolate-covered cherry vibe that I almost get from Old Forester, but it's a little bit more ethanol-y. A little bit more of a sharp chop.
I was going to go more with like a caramelized fruit kind of thing. I think that's that sharpness, kind of a burnt sugar, a little bit of a spikiness from alcohol. I don't recall what the proof is on this. This is batch 36, bottle number 611 from 2018.
Nice.
So this apparently had been sitting on the shelf for a while.
Just sitting there.
91 proof. So it's going to be a nice, easy drinker. That last smell, I got a lot of caramel, almost butterscotchy, like Cracker Jacky kind of thing going on.
And you say that, but I also am actually detecting a bit of like this mineral element. A sweet zinc type mineral, kind of like those Flintstone chewable vitamins that we all probably ate as kids.
See, I don't. Flintstone vitamins is what people call Dickel.
You're not getting that at all. Like, I am getting some mineral type notes in here.
Not what like you're talking about, though. I don't smell like the zinkiness of it.
There's something sweet in here other than fruit.
Yeah, that's the caramel thing. A good amount of fruit, kind of cherry, almost grape kind of smell. And then I get a lot of caramel and a little bit of corn. That's why I was saying like that Cracker Jack kind of thing. A little nuttiness, but not like peanuts. More like a tree nut caramelized. I mean, there is like a mineralistic kind of smell here, but I wouldn't go as far as to say like it's not the vitamins I eat every day. Bourbon in general is Kentucky limestone water. It's
right.
Like the calling card of it.
Yeah.
So them cutting it then with some New York limestone water. I don't know how much of a difference that actually makes. We're not water experts.
No.
I did watch a thing about water experts once, though.
Are they water sommeliers?
Yeah. And they got fooled. I think it might have been on that Penn and Teller bullshit show where they brought people in. They had all these like really fancy bottles of water that they had already drank, and then they just filled them all with the same hose outside, and they got the people to be like, oh yes, no, this one is so much better than this, and blah blah blah. And it was all the same exact water from a garden hose in the alley. It was pretty good. Presentation will play a factor in a lot of things, and as far as that goes, this is a cool presentation, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Minimalistic.
It's got like hand-drawn, batch number and bottle number even. And the date, 2018, I can't believe this has sat on a shelf since 2018.
Yeah, that's weird to me too, because that was the second time I had been in that store, and I do not recall seeing it there previously. I don't know if a distributor was sitting on it or somebody else wasn't selling it and they moved it over to this other store. I don't know.
All right, let's clank them and drink them.
Very liquidy, kind of watery mouthfeel. It comes right through very quick, but almost like refreshing in the way that the flavors come out of that.
Yeah. No, it kind of slides through, but it has staying power in spite of a liquidy mouthfeel.
Yeah. You know when you go get like the soft serve, not the soft serve itself, but the like hot caramel pump next to the soft serve.
Yeah.
And you got the hot fudge there. Maybe a little, you hit the hot fudge like once or twice, and then you got about 5 out of the caramel guy. I'm not so much tasting the soft serve itself. I'm just talking about that's what it's reminding me of, is that like OCB caramel pump.
I can respect
butterscotchy.
That. I myself was gonna say like I kind of was either getting like a root beer vanilla float type situation or maybe like a cream soda. So either way you look at it, there is some vanilla notes, some caramel notes, a little bit of creaminess, and that's all in spite of the fact that it kind of just is able to wash right through.
Now that you said root beer, it's making me think with the staying power on it, it's doing a little bit of that drying thing that Dickel does. That's what I'm talking about with Dickel, that zinky, like drying thing. Have you ever had Zicam chewables? It dries out your tongue.
Okay.
And that's like zinc. Zicam is zinc. That's what Dickel does to me. And this is like playing with that, but what it's leaving behind is almost the flavor of those like root beer barrel candies.
I get that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's a little bit of like spice to it,
right?
Even. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Those little root beer barrels.
You want to think like soda, maybe. Just
I was
easy,
just
drinkable, like something you can smash like in 90-degree weather, and like it'll get you by.
Summertime soda, a root beer, with somebody on roller skates bringing it to you at the car.
I don't think I could do like a waiter/roller skate type of situation.
I don't think I could be a waiter to begin with. Like carrying all the stuff, and then you throw roller skates on me and it's lights out. Yeah, we're talking a nice summertime hot weather whiskey. It's like a liquidy mouthfeel, but not in like a shitty way. Like,
no, it's pleasant.
It's a pleasant, easy drinker. I'd say the only hang up I have on Widow Jane is the price. And that being an MSRP of about $70 for this
$70
bottle.
For this one.
I think it's worth it. That price point puts it in a place that if it were available around us all the time, it would not be like a frequent buy for me, I don't think. Like, since it's not around us a lot, if I go to a store and see it, I'll buy it. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's in this ubiquitous nature of it's in every store all the time, $70 is pretty steep for under 100 proof. That is my only hang up on it, is the price is a little higher than I'd like it to be.
$70, I'd buy it again for sure.
I don't think you would be disappointed if you bought it for $70.
No, all the flavors that we've mentioned have all been pleasant.
That's our thoughts on Widow Jane. We really enjoy it. I think it's a bottle you should pick up if you haven't yet. If you have picked it up, what do you guys think of it? Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video because that helps us. Maybe this is the first time you're watching us because we popped up in your recommendations, and that happens because people like videos that they like. If you like it, hit the little button. And that wraps it up for us here today at the Western Wisconsin Whiskey Emporium. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.
Cheers. Do you know who did the jingle for Rudy's Drive-In?
No. Do you?
No, but I mean, like, I always just remember that, you know? When you go!
When you go to Rudy's
They just
Drive.
say the same thing twice differently, though.
Well, it used to be longer. It used to be like the 10 Commandments of Rudy's. Thou shalt never serve chili dogs cold, or so. But it was like this whole song. And you go to Rudy's Drive.
Oh, is that supposed to be God?
I don't know. It's